Hi guys, Real Talk with Tracy. And if you've seen my channel, that I am always very straightforward and honest about businesses, about my life, about things that are happening. And I want to tell you, I'm feeling rather upset today because I trusted a local vet here at Castaic Animal Hospital to take care of my new rescue dog. And he had gunk, brown, disgusting gunk coming out of his left ear only, not the right. I brought him in twice, and I paid over $70 twice within 8 weeks. And I was told by Dr. Connor that it's only just, he has hairy ears, they're flappy, a lot of air doesn't get in there, it's just earwax. He never did a cytology report. He brushed it off that it was nothing and that he just had a dirty buildup in his ear. So I paid $74 for one visit, $76 for the other, where he rinsed out the ear, and all this crud came out. And I said, "Are you sure? Are you sure? It seems to me that it's something because it's only in one ear." No, it's nothing. Then I asked him about doing the anal glands. I think he's biting at the base of his tail. I think he needs to have his anal glands suppressed. And he picked up his tail and looked. No. Well, guess what happened? He rubbed his butt upstairs on my carpet, and he suppressed his anal glands in my bedroom. Now my bedroom smells like a dead trout. I am going to be spending $250 to have my carpets steam cleaned, when this could have been avoided if only I would have been heard and listened to. So I'm very disappointed in Dr. Connor that he did not treat my dog correctly. I brought my dog to another vet center in Stevenson's Ranch. They did a cytology report on the gunk in my dog's ear, and indeed it's a bad yeast ear infection. He has to have antibiotics now put in his ear with ear wash for 10 days, and he had his anal glands suppressed, and there was still stuff in his anal glands that came out. The third thing I'm waiting on is a report for a fecal sample, because originally the reason I went to Dr. Connor was to get a second round of antibiotics for hookworm. And he said, "Have you seen worms in his poop?" And I said, "No." "Oh, you don't need it." So I went to him twice, and it was just like, "You don't need this, you don't need that, he's fine." He's not fine. He has a very dirty, gunky, yeasty, painful ear. His anal glands needed to be pressed out, and I'm waiting for the other report to come back, which I'll find out about next week. But I'm very disappointed, and I wanted to share that with you. If you are not getting the kind of service from your vet or your doctor that you should be getting in regards to the health of someone you love, which includes your dogs, then I suggest highly that you make a change. So, very disappointed. And I said to the office when I called, "What did the cytology report say?" And Dr. Paul Connor's office said, "Well, hold on." They came back. "We didn't run a cytology report." I'm like, "That's a standard thing he should do on the ear. Why didn't he run the report?" She goes, "Well, you should have asked for it." And I'm like, I should be going to a vet and asking for a cytology report. Like I'm a medical professional. Like you go to the vet because you think he knows more than you. I shouldn't have to ask. When I'm going in there and I'm saying, There's all this brown stuff coming out of my dog's ear. My dog is shaking his head. My dog is pawing at his ear. My dog is uncomfortable. My dog, when I tried to touch his ear, growled. That should all be signs, plus all this disgusting gunk that looks like, it almost looks like if you melted a brownie. It's just pouring out of his ear when I rinse his ear. And he's telling me this is just no big deal. It's just wax. Well, you know what? It wasn't just wax. So I went somewhere else. I'm not coming back there. I'm taking both of my dogs to a new vet, and I will not be coming back. And I am very disappointed. And I wanted to share this on YouTube because just because somebody is a vet or a doctor does not mean they know everything. It does not mean you're getting the correct treatment. You have to advocate for yourself, for your animals, for your children, for your parents, for your siblings, for your spouse, for your friends. Do not just take a doctor's word when they tell you something's nothing. Don't do that. I was just waiting for a scan the other day because I have a little lump in my breast, which is probably not cancer. However, I am going to get a biopsy to make sure it's not. And I was sitting next to this woman, and she is sitting there shaking. And I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, I'm reliving like when I found out that I had cancer and I had this big lump that was like the size of a ping pong ball in my breast. And I went to my insurance company and they would not pay for me to have this lump removed. And it wound up being cancer, like stage 3. And so she had to have a mastectomy and go through all these horrible things because her health insurance would not pay. Had something similar happen when my husband's tumor, he had a tumor in his upper palate and in this bone here. And he had a tumor for 2.5 years. And the best PPO, United Healthcare, didn't want to pay. Didn't want to pay to have it removed. My husband, if he hadn't had a maxillectomy at UCLA Hospital, which by the way did a fantastic operation and surgery for him, if he did not have that removed, he by now would have been blind because the tumor had gone through half of his maxilla bone, half of his palate, and into his sinus cavity inside of his head. And it would have hit his eye sockets next. They didn't want to pay. And I'll tell you, we fought like hell. I was on the phone every day to get them to pay the bill. And it just feels the same way when someone ignores you, when you say there's a problem and they tell you, no, there's no problem. So if you think there's a problem, whether it's your family, your dog, whoever, you go get your second and third opinions until you get the correct diagnosis. And if you're fighting insurance companies for any reason, do not give up. You continue to push them to pay the bill like they're supposed to. So this feedback about my dog really got me off on a tangent of so many things that have happened to other people that I continue to meet or people that I continue to know, because the medical industry in a lot of ways is very screwed up. So anyways, I am thankful now that my dog is being treated correctly. And I am thankful that my husband is doing great. And the woman that I met in the waiting room the other day, she's doing better too. And I'm sure I'll get good results when I have my biopsy. And if not, I will deal with whatever comes. But anyway, I really appreciate being able to share with you guys. I hope now that I'm in my 60s that some of my wisdom helps you to push and advocate for yourself and to not feel bad when you don't get the answers or the service or the care that you need. Do not walk away. You continue to push until you get it resolved, because you matter. You matter. Your family matters. Your friends matter. Your dogs matter. Your kids matter. If you have a gerbil, whatever, your parrot, each one matters. And if you're not getting the kind of care you need, you continue on until you get the care that you deserve and need. You know? I don't know what to say. Just really disappointed in this vet. So anyway, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. It's free. And there's a lot of interesting videos. Some you'll find interesting, some you won't. But please share my journey with me. Thanks. Bye.